out a bit if I actually turn the microphone on. We are playing Gauntlet as the wizard because I am a wizard. We're going to go ahead and remove this. It's a little bit hard to see out of that. There's like no peripheral vision, and even though it's just me and Thor in the room right now, that's weird. The door's like behind the laptop, but still. So, let's do it. I love this game. Really had a hard time picking between Gauntlet 1 and 2 on the NES. It's interesting how they did these games, where Gauntlet 1 is kind of its own thing, and then Gauntlet 2 is more of a port of the arcade game. We're going to play. Look at my wizard, he's wearing red. And on the box art, he's in more of a blue. I always play as the wizard or the Valkyrie, usually. I think they made the warrior, he's just too slow. And I know a lot of people like the elf, but I could never stand him. Like the wizard or the warrior's too slow, but then the the elf is too fast. That makes any kind of sense. Which, let's face it, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But so yeah, I'd usually be the wizard or the Valkyrie. Valkyrie's a good character, but I like the wizard because I like wizards. Obviously, you might have noticed this. Or not. So there was a game on the Atari. It actually appeared on the 2600 of all things. It also showed up on the 7800 called Dark Chambers. And it was basically the precursor to Gauntlet. I had bought a copy for my 7800 years ago, and it never worked. I have played it on the 26 though, and yeah, it's more or less the same thing, but more repetitive somehow. That was kind of the downfall of the Gauntlet franchise. It's a pretty repetitive game, but mindless fun. So Gauntlet 1 on the NES, they did actually give you more of a story and more of an objective where you gotta get these secret orbs to fight this dragon. Whereas Gauntlet 2, being more the arcade game, doesn't have any of that. It's just go in, fight the hordes, have fun. I've never gotten far in this game, though. I only made it to the second stage like once, where you're outside the castle and you're in a forest. It can get pretty intense, so there's no shame in not getting far in something like this. There's only like 5 worlds as well. See, I've got one key, we've got to make it count. There's a key behind this door. Yeah, you need like a turbo controller for a game like this. I have a bomb, but it is way too early because you gotta save those bombs when you really need them. I am by no means an expert at this game. It's just something I like to throw in. I just had this idea, like, I always wear the robe and everybody says I'm a wizard anyway. Well, let's play some Gauntlet. I was initially going to play Basketball Nightmare for the Master System. I think I made the right call for it now. My niece wants me to do a Sonic game. I told her I'd do Sonic Chaos, but I'd wait till she's available to actually watch that stream. After all, she is, in school right now. She's, what, 13, 14, somewhere in there. Yeah, I don't actually know. I'm the worst alcoholic. She's an age. Oh, man, I shot that jug of booze. It must have been mead. You know us wizards in our mead. I remember playing on, I think it was Gauntlet 7 Sorrows when that came out, and I was in the military. I had a roommate who was playing these types of games as well, so we went ahead and picked that up. And it was fun. We played through it in like an afternoon. It took maybe like 2-3 hours. And I was like, man, it was a good game, and yet somehow also disappointing at the same time, if that makes any kind of sense. Well, I messed up. I can't get that key, so I did this wrong, I believe. Yeah, because I would have liked to have gotten up into those treasures, but we'll just go on to the next stage. That's alright. I love that little spin he does to the exit. Like, it's not just a door, it's like a portal to the next area of the castle. I love that you can shoot through these, shoot an angle through these. And take out the generators that way. A Gauntlet Dark Legacy / Gauntlet Legends is the one I remember playing a lot too. I didn't I did get a PlayStation eventually, but by that time the PS2 was out. Basically finishing up high school. That was whenever me and my nephew and my friends, my friend Jen would come over and three of us would play like something like that. It's a good party game. Play as a red wizard in that one as well. Just have like the character, or they had made like female versions. They had like male and female versions of each character released. They had like a sorceress. And I liked the yellow sorceress because she looked like Tina Turner. It was like, they're gonna put Tina Turner in this game as a sorceress. Yeah, that's my character right there. How can you say no to that? She had the legs and everything. Great. I got a secret entrance here. Is there one for over here though? How's this work? Looks like there is a secret area. I totally missed that. We have to go back around this. Same with that one up there. You don't have a lot of time. You gotta watch for these things and react quickly in this game. But your timer is also your health. That happened a lot with anime games. The Dragon Ball game, it was released in the US as Dragon Power. That has your life and the timer are the same thing. Which I always hated games with timers in them in general anyway. That might have been premature. Did I just hit the exit? Not me. Okay, no, I think I leveled up. So anyway, we got Dragon Power, the Dragon Ball game, it was released in the US. It had that whole, your timer and your life bar, the same thing. And this is a bad situation. But it gave a neat explanation in that, you know, Goku's always hungry, so that's like his hunger. He's basically starving to death. And I was watching, LJN Defender had done a game, he was talking about that, and his reaction was like, you know, as a Dragon Ball fan, I really appreciate that, but as a gamer, I hate it. That was always my reaction. And then the first Gauntlet 13 game, Top Secret episode, did the same thing, where you had a life bar, but it was also like a timer for the game. And that one I could never figure out. I always just kind of figured since the storyline involved like this virus or something, that maybe you'd been injected with the virus and you didn't know it. There was no reason for me to go around like that. I just wasted so much time and so much of my life going around doing that. So to level up, it's like something like every 50 treasures or something will level up your stats. Can't fully remember. This is why I think people like to use the elf. Because when you get to these bonus rooms, he will just plow through them like they are nothing. Oh, and I didn't realize my timer was about to expire. For the treasure room, made it out of there. You also got a nice password system, so that's always nice. Save your game that way. I'm amazed at how many of the battery backups actually work. My original Dragon Warrior file still, last time I attempted to play it, was still working just fine. I just level up again? Looks like I might have. Now, that was maybe 3 years ago when I checked it last, so it may not work anymore. But as of 3 years ago, yeah, this file from the early 2000s was still alive and kicking. Everybody was like, oh, you should have beat the game. I don't even remember what I was doing, and much as I like that game, it has not aged well. It is just too slow. Oh, you can hold the discoveries, man. You don't gotta tap it like that. You can hold the button down. That's always sweet. This type of a game. It might be faster to actually tap the button like in many of your shooters, but that's alright. Seem to be having trouble with my controller today. Seems a little stiff. I probably don't have it plugged in very good. What, in a game like Gauntlet, man, you can't stop. You have to go with it. Hardcore. Also, I just don't want to get up and touch the system. It's hardcore, but it's also lazy. But it's okay to be both of those things. Except food. Yeah. guys out. Listen to me talking like I'm some sort of pro Gauntlet playing guy. I am most assuredly not. I want to get this stuff up here if I can. I always like these action RPG type of games like this, and this might be where my fascination got started. And of course, in the PS2 era, we got so many of them that were so good, like the two EverQuest games, Champions of No Wrath and Champions Return to Arms. Oh, those were amazing. And we had Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and 2. Oh, those are so much fun. Diablo, I never really got into Diablo until Diablo 3. That was the first one I played. That was a lot of fun, man. Everybody who played 2 and was just like obsessed with 2 would tell me how bad 3 was, but I guess never playing any of them because it was PC. You know, my expectations were different. I like the darker, more gothic atmosphere presented. Because y'all know that's my thing. I had just a whole video talking about that. And another one was Titan Quest, which was a PC game, and they ported it last year over to the PS4. I think I'm the only person who bought that version. And I bought it like right at release from Amazon and was able to get it for like $14 or something. I don't know if it was like a sale or like a new release sale or what, but that just seemed like a ridiculously cheap price for that game. That's a lot of fun. And that's cool because it starts out with Greek mythology and it goes through like Egyptian and Norse and a few others. And that's when you can kind of create your own class in that game, which is something I always kind of hated like the way they did class systems in the game. Like I can play as a wizard, but I can't wear armor unless I'm a battle mage. But then I have like man, a wizard would wear whatever he wants. I think that's why I really like the Elder Scrolls series. They got rid of like pretty much any sort of class system like that. Now, of course, I mean, the wizard in his robe looks totally badass, and even that goofy looking hat that Gandalf wears. I need to get one of those. I actually found a place that's willing to make one out of wool. But this robe is weird. Like, you see it on screen, it looks like it's a bright red, but in person, it's like a really dark, like, burgundy red. I'm just shooting on my food. That is not a good way to play the game. So I was like, man, maybe I gotta, like, mail the hood to the person who's gonna make it for me? Like, can you match this color? You can see just how poorly I am doing at this game, just how bad I truly am at it. Making such bad decisions trying to plow through these guys. There's no way to survive the hordes of Gauntlet. So how should we... We're just gonna go for it. Almost to the next treasure room, though. Can't go wrong with the treasure room. So... Here we go, they revealed that for me. I was going to stream last night before I went to work, and I had this, you know, situation of, I don't feel like talking right now. It's like, I could stream without talking. I've done that for, like, the PS4 and everything, but it's just, nobody's going to be interested in that. I mean, I got to ramble on about something, about anything. We could talk about all my magical dealings, right? Not as many as you might think. I have been reading a book on Icelandic magical staves. And it's pretty interesting, but then a lot of people, some of the pagan groups, are like, oh, I can't stand the author. And so I looked up the author, and I kind of see why some people don't care for the guy. But it's kind of funny because half of them are like, oh, I can't stand the guy, and then you read up on him, and he is sort of this controversial figure within that community. But I'm dead. But at the same time, other people are like, oh, he's great. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook. He's a really cool guy and all this. It's like, I don't know where to stand with it. But apparently some of his rune translations are different from how other people are translating them. So, yeah, I need to take care of this message real quick. One moment, please. I will be back after these messages. That's not quite how that works. My phone's just constantly going off, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna check this now. We are going to get ready for round 2. Alright. Let's get ready for round 2. I can do better. I know I can. You know what? Gotta put the hood up. That's what we did bad. We're wearing the hood. Gotta do it this way. Nope. Back to my wizard. There we go. Kick some ass this time. All these ghosts and goblins and... Wow, you do fight ghosts and goblins in this game. You just cannot get away from that in the 8-bit era. It's all about ghosts and goblins. These guys don't stand a chance today, though. Going for it. I like Gauntlet 2 because you can use the NES satellite and get 4 players going on. That's what I need is I need to get 4-player action Gauntlet 2 going, and then maybe Nightmare on Elm Street after that. But that requires me to have 3 friends who would sit down and play with me, and that's not something I have. I mean, I've got Thor and Bunny, but the whole not having opposable thumbs thing, that pretty much puts a kink in that plan. Not a good, fun kind of a kink either. A not fun, bad kink. I'm not gonna, you know what, I was gonna say something, but I'm not going to. And that's, I get inappropriate in my stream sometimes, but I'm not going there. Some things are just best, left on the cutting room floor. See, I put the hood up, and now I am kicking so much ass. Watch me die on stage 2 just because I said that. Grab this key. See if we can get this. We'll get most of the treasures in this one this time. I wish I had this wizard's hair though. He's got the robe and he's got the beard, but he's got hair. I don't have that. Most of it was coming out by the time I was 19. I started shaving my head. But then of course at 28 I had my early midlife crisis and I grew it long and it was just the word I don't know, like I said, it was a midlife crisis. I don't know what I was thinking. And the worst part is, I knew it was bad at the time, and the reason I ended up shaving it again wasn't just me looking in the mirror or looking at pictures and going, man, I look so much better with it short. No, I was going through this period of like really high stress, and I went like this with my hand, and then like a huge chunk of my hair came out, and I was like, oh screw it, I'm just gonna shave it off again. And then I went in the bathroom and shaved it off, and I was just like staring in the mirror like, man, I forgot how sexy I look. I look too good with it shaved. Why was I letting it grow out? So that's not a thing that would ever happen again. I don't like, you know, I got the like kind of bald at top. Like I got like the monk spot. It just doesn't work. You can do the bald guy with the ponytail look if you've got it where you're bald completely up top, like most of my uncles on my mom's side. But no, I don't got that. I got that little bit in the front yet. They don't look right. That bald guy with the ponytail. Tough look to pull off, but there are some men that can do it. I am not one. You're supposed to be dead. There we go. Talk about how good I'm doing. I'm kick so much ass now, and then I failed to kill this guy. You too. There we go. See, this guy, he's a pretty good wizard. I mean, he's no Merlin, but who is, right? Gandalf or anything like that. So you might think I'm like some huge like Harry Potter fan. I could never really get into. I don't know. It's like the whole it's fantasy but in a modern setting that just never really worked for me. And I finally watched a couple of the movies. I watched like all the I think the last two over a weekend, and I was like, you know, these were way cooler than I thought they would be. But I never went back and finished watching them. And I don't know, like as good as they were, I never felt like I needed to go back and finish watching them. And I don't know, like the whole thing with the wands never really sat with me. Come on, man, wizards, they don't need anything to channel their magical energy, but at least give them a staff. Gandalf is like my quintessential wizard, you know, that's how I always envisioned it. Oh, I didn't make it to the exit in time. I was going somewhere with that statement about Gandalf. Oh, yes. It's a joke I've made more than once. People know me, have heard this, but I was talking about how, you know, I grew the beard because I like Gandalf. I was like, oh, I'll grow this long and like wizard beard and I'll look cool like Gandalf. And, you know, I'm so short, I figured I'd just turn out looking more like David the Gnome. But if you are a child of the 80s and you know who David the Gnome is, that's okay. Like, if you can't be Gandalf, be David the Gnome. That's a fair trade-off. It really is. David the Gnome was like one of the coolest cartoons. It was one of those that was on Nickelodeon. It was so weird, you know, the early 2000s. I first discovered like Internet Movie Database, and I would look up stuff like shows when I was a kid, and a lot of them that were on like Nickelodeon when I was real little, turns out were all like anime. I had no idea. Like Noozles, if anybody remembers like all those koala shows, man. Noozles, Little Koala, Blinky Bill. Those were all like anime. Because apparently koalas were a big thing in Japan in the 80s. They made a bunch of koala-based anime. Maya the Bee was another one, and that was actually from like the 70s. Dude, Maya the Bee was the shit. But then The Wonderful World of David the Gnome, that was actually from Spain. But it was based on a series of books from Germany, I believe. And then I found out they had actually made a follow-up series and then even a couple of movies. The movies were coming out as late as like the late 90s, early 2000s. Never did see any of those. Oh, this is bad. Remember how good I said I was doing because I put the hood up? Yeah, we might as well put the hood down because I'm about to die. Stepping on these stupid green things that suck up all my life. Well, it is over. It is. I got 5 seconds left on the clock. This is not going to go down well. Oh, he's dead. That, my friends, is how you do not play Gauntlet. I might get better, do better if I used the Valkyrie or something, but this is the wizard playing Gauntlet badly. I should do like a whole thing where I just do like wizard games. Like, I've already done Solstice, and I do that annually. Doing Solstice on the Solstice game. But I should do the Immortal. The Immortal's a really cool game where you're a wizard, and he is kind of a Gandalf style. You got spells, but he also uses a sword. But it has like kind of wonky controls. It's not at all a bad game. I think I put it with something like Friday the 13th on the NES, where it tries to do more than it really should. Well, anyway, that is all we're going to do. We've been streaming for about half an hour. I am starting to wear down. Probably going to go to bed here soon. I got my pajamas underneath my wizard's robe. I get asked this all the time. What are you actually wearing under that robe? And I know Bob Hammerstone's like, oh, he's naked under there. I am, to the extent of you're always naked underneath your clothes. But no, I've actually just got pajamas on. Like, I've got like a Mega Man t-shirt on under this thing right now. So that's it for now. Thanks for joining me. We might hit this up again later. Gotta definitely do Gauntlet 2 at least. Sometimes I need to try and get Gauntlet 4 on the Genesis or something as well. Till then, Thor's being lazy. Money's not in on this one. We'll see you next time.